Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded. I do apologise for all of that. It's been a little while since I've had any sort of ideas on what I want to do, but obviously I started playing Apex about 8 months ago and I've been wanting to make Apex content. So we're going to jump into the pros and cons of cosmetics today. Well, first off, cosmetics, as we know, we've got heirlooms, skins, prestige skins, weapon skins, weapon wraps, we've got stickers, emotes, just anything to do with the character and how they move, speak, or anything along them lines. Obviously, Apex packs as well are quite in there. They're not really cosmetics, but they give you the cosmetics. So let's go over all of that. First off, let's say skin-wise, depending on your character and who you play, you tend to more or less want to build yourself into them is what I like to do. For my character, I've run Pathfinder for best part of 6 months. I've switched up here and there. I've used Octane and Ash. I've used Valkyrie sometimes and some of the others in that sort of region. When I first started, I tried playing I tried Bloodhound. Didn't work out for me, and then I found Pathfinder, and that's when it all sort of went off. I started in season 26, I think, just right at the end, and I've been playing now for the past 3 seasons. I did try play the game when it first came out, but I could never get on with it, and only of recent I've just started playing. So obviously when you're building your character, everyone goes and they pick a skin that they like. Now they all range in value. They could be as low as a couple of crafting materials, which will put a price of £2. It's not that, but that's just what we're going to use for price range. And for the highest skin of £20 that you can buy, the skin variants are, I think, a little bit broken and a little bit overpriced. All the common skins and rare skins, they're reasonably priced for what they are. It's where the epics and legendaries start coming in. Some of the legendary skins for some of the new characters that I've obviously come across. The only one being Axel so far. She's got quite expensive skins. I don't think they're worth the money that people are asking to be charged. So I don't really agree with the pricing. Some of the Pathfinder skins I think are overpriced as well. I found some better Pathfinder skins in the epic section than I do in the actual legendary section. I've only just this season started using the brand new skin called I think it's Wholebot or Bulkbot or something like that. It's a really nice purple, as you can see by the hands. It's a nice purple and blue PC sort of dark, scary thing, or meant to be, but realistically Pathfinder is just not scary. He's just an absolute tank. But going back to all the skin prices, I know my friends, they play Gibby and Lifeline, and they are the most boring skins I've ever seen. Gibby's skins are all too big. He's a big character to play anyway, and a hard character to play, I think. I can't get on with using him that well. And then for the Lifeline skins, I think they're all a little bit too boring. I did like the futuristic Lifeline skin. That one was really nice. She was a legendary, I think, back in season 27, I think. It was even season 27 or 28 it came out. That one was really nice. There was a couple of good ones that have been released, but as of right now, there seems to be a problem with what you get for your money in the different ranges. Some of the legendaries are, I'm going to repeat myself a lot, so please bear with me, but some of the legendaries are really nicely designed, and then there's some of the epics that are nicely designed, but I prefer them to the others. But as you actually go down the list, you see so much basic within that sort of region of that one character. It's just not worth it to pay £20 for that skin. And then on the other skins, there might be something really bright, really colourful, something you actually want, and it's cheaper. That's all well and said and done, but really people should be changing the skins around and making them different variants, if depending on how much is actually going on. That's what I think anyway, my personal opinion. But we're going to move on to the next topic, which is talking about the skins, which I've already sort of broke into a little bit. But obviously, going on to the skins, I'm on about like hitboxes and like how small they are, how easy they are to play. Now, this for like, as I want to say, you can play your own character, you can play who you want and who you feel best with. Personally, I'm a tall character player, as I've just got used to playing Pathfinder. I played Ash for a good month, and I found her really, really good, but there was just something about her that I couldn't get used to. More or less her ultimate, I just think it was not exactly too accurate for me, and it wouldn't always work when I needed it to work, and when it did work, it was the wrong time. So there's that. But as you can see now, I'm just showing you on the screen some of the skins and what I mean by some of the selectable styles. Now, these are obviously the characters I've played, and right there was one of them, El Summit, I can't remember the full name for it, but that skin I don't think is worth being in gold. Some of the Ash skins I don't think are worth being in gold either. But yeah, as you see here, Lifeline, purple skin, and then some of the gold ones, they are nice, but there we go, Cyberkit, and that's the one I was on about earlier. And going on to another character I've yet to play, and Rampart is also got some amazing skins. And going into the shop now, you can see all the discounted offers and whatnot. I really like the exotic shop, but the skins cost a lot of money. I've bought the Mystic Coil for the R99. I love the skin. I really recommend buying these if you use the gun a lot. I've just started using the R99 recently, and I had the coins, so I was like, we're going to buy it. I really wish I would have bought the Rose Gold. That one's so nice, and it's probably one of the best gun wraps I've ever seen. So, all these prices here, for the people that don't know how much things cost in this game, 50 exotic crystals is about 50 quid. It's so expensive. Going on to heirlooms, as we all know, these are £500 for an heirloom. It is a ridiculous amount of money for just something you hold and it doesn't do a lot of. But they are cool, and you can obviously get these in the Apex packs, which is something I'll go on to in a second. The Apex packs are reasonably priced, I'd say, for what they are. I think you can get 100 for like 90 quid, and you can get like one for, I think it's 100 coins, which to buy that you need about £10, but you get 10 packs, and everyone knows that plays this game that after 100 packs, not after 500 packs, you get your guaranteed heirloom. Going on to the prestige skins here, I'm not a fan of these. I don't think they're worth the money for what they actually are. I've seen some better skins in legendary sections that look a hell of a lot better, and that's so obvious to like perk out and actually go, you know, you can see someone from miles away with the skin. Going on to the universal heirlooms, they're the same as the normal ones, just you can use them on whichever character you want. They are great, and I definitely am going to buy one of these. I'm going to buy the Raptor's Claw for this, which is I'm so excited to do whenever I eventually get that chance to do so. Right here I was trying to find the Raptor's Claw, I think it's called, and I couldn't find it for a good second, but then I found it. Had to cut the clip there, unfortunately, because PlayStation doesn't allow run times of more than about 3 minutes, so having to record and stop constantly, it was very hard to do, but I do appreciate anyone that's got this far and letting me ramble for this long. Now, we're coming up to the end of this segment about the skins. Do what you want on that terms with skins and whatnot. I don't think they're worth the time of day to be purchasing. I've bought my odd one or two, but that's because I wanted at the start just something that wasn't bland and boring. But if you've got the money, or you've got, you know, the actual like financial stability to spend 20 quid just here and there, then go for it. That's all you right there. But we're going to go on to another segment soon. We're going to go on to the conclusion of it all, and we're going to start coming to the end of the video very shortly. But we're going to just have a little ramble for 1 minute, 1 to 2 minutes, just because I don't know what to fill in. So most of you might be thinking, what level is he? Well, at the start of the video, you might have seen I'm level 214. Been playing for about 8 months, as I said at the start. And, I've enjoyed the game so far. Obviously, people are so much better than me. I've had to catch up really fast. My best damage ever dealt is 2,000 or just below 2,000. I had 1,944 damage. That's probably my best I'll ever do. I've never had a 2k badge or a 4k badge, but I've done the majority of everything else, and I enjoy that so much. So now that our little rambling session has finished, and you know a little bit how I play, we're going to sort of go into the conclusions of everything, why you probably shouldn't buy them. Going on to why you shouldn't buy the skins, it's completely up to you, by the way. You don't have to buy any of the skins that you see. They are a waste of money at the end of the day, realistically. Going through Fortnite, Call of Duty, Apex, anything that's got a skin that you can buy in, even mobile games, and they might only cost 90p, they are not worth the price whatsoever. Especially heirlooms, they are not worth going out of your way to spend 500 quid on just to have a singular in-game item. Sorry for the I'm just trying to think of what to say, as I've got no cards, I'm just going off the top of my head here. But buying skins isn't worth it for me whatsoever. It's just one of those things where you buy it, you've got it, and then it's like you could have spent 20 quid over, like in somewhere else, you could have spent 20 quid over there, over here. You could have bought so much more, but instead all you've done is you've gone and bought a skin and now you regret it. I don't regret any of mine that I've bought personally, but there's some things I've bought which I wish I wouldn't have. So some of mine that I bought is actually this season's Battle Pass. For the first half, I did buy that one. I loved the first season of 29's Battle Pass. I loved everything in it. See, the separate season is just... it's very bland, it's very boring. It's very Japanese themed, and it's just not for me. As I said, going on to actually characters a little bit again, with all of their things that they can do, all their ultimates and all of the other good toys that they have. They're not really that good, realistically. Like, depending on the character on which you play, I think some of them are slowly dying very, very fast. Like, I think some of them are just ready to drop. Sia has just recently had a buff. Pathfinder has recently had a buff. But I'm not a fan of Pathfinder's buff. Having a double grapple is really nice. That is probably the best thing I've ever experienced, even though I'm not a fan of it. The only reason I'm not a fan of it is because I'm so used to having that just one grapple, waiting a little bit, and then actually having to fight in between times. Now I feel like people that have just started playing Pathfinder, which is what I've been seeing recently, is people have gone and, they're using the grapple to run and to hide and to do like sneaky trick shots with it. But that's the general idea of it, and it's bringing a lot of players to a point where they're getting really frustrated with it. Same with Sia's update, it's now just too overpowered. I remember when Gibby had his update, he was so much faster, he shielded more, he was way too powerful for what he actually is. There's a lot like Valkyrie as well, hers is just ridiculous. Being able to fly and shoot rockets and fly away again is way too overpowered. Rampage also is really overpowered, having to, put up a wall to protect yourself. That's great and all, but for the other people that are trying to play, it's not going to be as fun for them as it is for anybody else. It sounds stupid, but it's true. They are the worst characters so far I've seen this season. There's some others as well. I haven't seen many Watsons recently. I think people are starting to drop Watson mains and the older character mains. I haven't seen many Horizons, and people, the majority of my friends that play it, they used to see a lot of Horizons here, there and everywhere, but as characters get better and get updated, people lose touch with what actually they're able to play. That's why I've sort of tried to stick to one character, but they've all been the same thing. They've all been skirmishers, they've all been in that same category, and they've all been really easy, really fast to use, really just perfect. I'm a skirmisher player all day, every day. I've never seen a problem with having a skirmisher player or anything but like that. But I'm going to start trying to wrap it up now. I know we sort of got off tracks, but I just think don't buy the skins. It's not worth it unless it's something like really exclusive and it's never coming back. Like it's generally like a one-time thing. Buy the exclusives. But for any other reason, I wouldn't bother. But let's start wrapping up here. I really appreciate anyone that's actually watched me ramble for the best part of 16 minutes. So far of 16 minutes. This video is about 17 minutes long. I appreciate it so much. And, you know, anyone that's out there is going to comment and be like, oh, well, you know, it's part of the game for people to, you know, use different characters and for it to be unfair because everyone does something different. Yeah, it is unfair, but at the end of the day, people will complain until they get their way about something. Like, anyone that's, like, played a character for a while will go, oh, well, me Pathfinder's not too good, can you modify him? And everybody plays him and everyone plays someone else, and then eventually everyone just goes back to the original position, except now everyone's got stupid upgrades, and then the game's just unplayable and not fun anymore. So, you know, that's just my personal opinion on it now. It's coming to a point in the game where I think, you know, it's coming to an end of its time. As, you know, Apex 2 has sort of been announced-ish. It's been put out there, but there's no guarantee for it yet. And for rank, I just quickly want to mention ranks. They're quick. People that play ranked all the way through bronze till like gold, I found it so hard to get anywhere with it. I've played in a couple of plat and diamond lobbies and they seem to be a lot easier. But I'd like to say thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate, as you can see, I love the little Pathfinder buddy saying goodbye in his favourite way as possible because he's boogieing down. I appreciate you all so much. Please leave a like, comment, sub, do as you pleasure. Thank you. Goodbye.